Season's greetings. This is the story of my Christmas trees. I didn't really realize it before, but I guess I have 4 Christmas trees. I've always thought of myself as having 1 Christmas tree. But let's start with the smallest tree. This is a tree topper that I found in the street one day, crossing from my parents' house to my dad's business. Back in the 80s, I taught piano lessons part-time at my dad's business, and I wanted a little tree in that room. This is the tree that became known as the world's largest Christmas tree and set upon the top of the piano that I taught lessons on. As I said, I found it in the street crossing the road one day. It was somebody's tree topper that had fallen off, and my dad cut this little piece of wood that I would then put it in. All of my trees in my house have canisters under them. As you can see, the only lights on this tree are the star on top. This actually belonged to my oldest cousin, and she gave it to me one day when she was getting rid of some of her decorations, and it became the perfect addition to my smallest Christmas tree. Of course, in the bathroom, you have lights around the mirror, etc. This video, though, is not about my other decorations. This is about my Christmas trees. Going into the kitchen and into the living room, past the living room, we'll end up there later. We're going into the utility room. This tree was my parents' last tree. They actually gave me my first tree when I moved out and had my first apartment in 1988. Mom wanted a new tree. I had that tree for 20 years. They then bought a smaller tree, which they eventually got tired of putting up as they got older, and they got this optical tree. It used to light up in the tree itself on the branches, but as it got worn out, it quit working, and Dad didn't want to put it up, and I said, Dad, all we're going to do is wrap lights on it. Well, this is about the third or fourth set of different lights that have been on it, and I've added some to it this year. This was their last tree, and of all things, the last Christmas my daddy was here on Earth in 2016, he said, why don't you take that tree and put it where you want it? So I put it here, and the next year when I hooked it up after he passed, the lights didn't work. Apropos, don't you think? So I put on a couple of sets of lights since then, and this is my second tree in the utility room. As you can see, there's no ornaments on it. Those are stars that are actually just hooked on it to begin with. Now, my third Christmas tree, I never really thought of being an official Christmas tree until recently. This tree originated because 11 years ago, I remodeled my house, and I always had Christmas lights in every room. I used to have them around this doorway and down a rail that's no longer here since it's been remodeled. I didn't obviously want to nail nails, so I bought this little tree that was pre-lit and had only poinsettias on it. Well, as you can see, it's not pre-lit anymore. It's different lights. And guess what these ornaments have become? These ornaments were the ornaments that were on my Christmas tree. Now, earlier I told you my parents gave me my first tree. I actually used that from Christmas of 1988 to 07, 20 years in a row. And I got a new tree because the ornaments did not fit on it any longer. That tree I replaced and had it for 16 years. And of course, all of these ornaments were on it as well. So why are they now on this tree? Well, this year I got a new Christmas tree. As you can see, there's some old ones I've had very long time, like the 12 Days of Christmas. These were my mom's. There's several Christian ones on here and angels. And there's a few music ones. Let's see what we have here. There's my Mark Lowry 30th anniversary of Mary Did You Know from a couple years ago. Looky there, a Columbus, Kansas, Columbus Days ornament. Had that one a while. This was my folks from 1984 from our pastor at the time. And so I've got a lot of their old ornaments. Yes, a few Dallas Cowboys. And like I said, all of the trees have canisters under them. Every canister that's ever been given me with treats in it, I've kept and put under the tree. So now, before we make the big reveal, let's tell the story of the new Christmas tree, okay? So as we listen to Jim Brickman Christmas music, let's tell the story, okay? Look out the window while we do so. I decided after 16 years of my second tree that it was long overdue to get a new one. I started thinking of the olden days, and when I first grew up, we would always decide back in the 60s and early 70s if we wanted to put up the green tree or the aluminum silver tree. That's right, my folks had one of those. I guess they came out in the 50s, and my brother being 10 years older than me and my sister being 14 years older than me, they probably had the aluminum tree several times and were tired of it. I only remember it 2 or 3 times in my lifetime. So I got this dream of maybe I will own an aluminum silver Christmas tree. Well, I started looking online and I quickly changed my mind when I found out the authentic aluminum trees with those color wheels, that turn, were between $1,000 and $2,000. So I shifted my thinking to, well, how about just a silver tree that's not one of those original kind? I went in every store in my hometown, and no, they had green trees, they had white trees, they had green trees with the white flocking on them. I think I saw a pink tree, but no silver trees. So I was thinking, just about as I was about to buy a green tree, I thought, nope. I'm going to go home and look online, and lo and behold, I found lots of silver trees, all different prices, and finally decided on a silver tree, reminiscent of the aluminum trees, mind you, of the 50s and 60s. I found it at Bed Bath & Beyond. So please tell me you would like to see my brand new Christmas tree. You may have spotted it in my December piano video. It was in the background. But here's the big reveal, and here is my silver Christmas tree. And yes, I have the same star on it that I've had for many years. Originally, as I said, my parents gave me that first tree, and I used that star, and it had a lot of lights on it until it wore out. One day I went to Target and found this star, and it's been on 3 different Christmas trees now. And you probably know from my past videos, I am a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I have Danbury Mint Collectibles. This is the 2024 one. It's an RV. Every one says Cowboys, and every Danbury Mint ornament has a Santa on it. And you can see there are more. I had one on the top. And then I had 2. This is the one from 23 and 22. And no, I'm not going to show you them all. I'm just going to give you an overview of my tree. Some are on here. We got the Santa. He's a cowboy Santa, not as Dallas Cowboy Santa, mind you. But he's got a switch here somewhere, friends. And here we go. He's Glenn Campbell. Ah, come on, buddy. You are going to work, right? You're on TV. He's trying to say like a rhinestone cowboy, but those batteries must be down this year. So, anyway, this was a pre-lit tree, but it caught my attention because of the fact that it is the old style lights, not the LED, but I guess what they call the translucent or what do you call it? I can't remember the term. I'm not a technical person. But hey, let's turn on the lights in the room so you can get a little bit more look at just some of the ornaments. And no, I didn't have room for all the ornaments on this tree, even though it's the same height of my last tree. It is narrower. And yes, lots of canisters under it from my collection that I've had many years. Yes, I've been wrapping presents. There are a few presents here and there. But it always creates an illusion that you have lots of presents when there's nothing because there's so many canisters. A Charlie Brown Christmas. How about one of our favorites? Linus and Lucy. That's right. So, there's a look at my tree. And another reason I like this silver Christmas tree is because it's kind of sparse. It's not full. That gives it that old school feel too, don't you think? And the way it's set up in my house, you can see the tree on two sides. From the living room side, that doorway's closed during the Christmas season. And you can see that from the kitchen side, you can also see it. Some old ornaments. But most of these are my newest ornaments because the older ornaments I removed and put on the hallway tree, which I showed you here. And yes, I did get all my ornaments on display because I even hung some from the strewn lights in every room of my house. So if you want to see more decorations of my house, look at my other video. But this video has been about the Christmas trees at my house. Thanks for watching Piano Man 5961, and be sure to subscribe and be watching for mainly music videos on this station. But we do love Christmas around here. Merry Christmas.